Hey nerds, don't go anywhere because we've already seen Obi-Wan's episode 1 and episode 2 lightsaber, but there is a hidden, missing, forgotten, most of the time, lightsaber from episode 2 that Obi-Wan uses, and we're about to check it out here in the Fellowship of the Nerds.
May the Force be with you, Padawan.
Hey nerds, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Nerds. I am your host as always, Luke Skywalker, and today we have a really cool one. We're going to be checking out episode 2's lightsaber from Obi-Wan Kenobi. That is kind of a lost slash hidden lightsaber, forgotten I would say by most, because it's a lightsaber that he gets as a spare in the arena. You know, remember that we pretty much assume that has just been his lightsaber has been taken by Count Dooku, and we assume it's been destroyed, but we never know what happened to the lightsaber itself. But it is sort of also the reason why he will then move on to a design that will be more similar to his original design on episode 3. But it is pretty much a lightsaber that's only on screen for a little bit, just the arena part and the part where he and Anakin are fighting Count Dooku. But it's a really interesting design. It's one that we always wanted to have, so it's one that we definitely wanted to check out. Now, if you're new to the channel, first of all, remember to subscribe, and so you don't miss out all the reviews that we do for you guys here. Normally what we do in these videos is we give lightsabers a complete walkthrough. So like we do a deep dive, we'll show you, you know, what it sounds like, what it looks like, how it feels and everything. We then give you a rating based on all of this. So like we rate the ergonomics, we rate the sound, we rate the design, and then based on all of that, we'll give you an idea of this is a lightsaber that we recommend here at the Fellowship of the Nerds. So that's normally how we do these things, just so it doesn't catch you off guard if you're new. And like I said, if you are, please subscribe. And if you're not new, thank you very much for tuning back in. So it was a pleasure to see all the nerds on our fellowship. Now, without further ado, let's open this one up, because this one is a little bit of an interesting one. So in sending this one out to us, our friends at Saber Sends just basically send us this completely installed and everything. It's out all the pieces, all the screws, everything in there, and it's really just a matter of unwrapping this. But it's a lovely thing that it comes in a very secure environment when it comes to, like, you know, all of this sort of cushion. It actually has more. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there is a lot more of this, because it was obviously covering this, but for the presentation I removed some so you can actually see the wrapping. But like, it is really just a matter of wrapping this now. And here it is. Absolutely lovely and amazing lightsaber. And I will tell you this, it is a pleasure that this one is not a fingerprint magnet like the episode 2, you know, the OG, if you will, because that's a bit of a nightmare whenever you have to be dealing with lightsabers or a fingerprint magnet. But this one isn't. This one just has a very peculiar thing. It's, in order for you to access the chassis, you have to remove this, and it's fortunately it comes, you don't need a retention or a wrench or anything like that. You just need to remove that retention screw that you could just unscrew by yourself. You unscrew this tab, you move this back a little bit, and here it is.
Anakin, my long-range transmitter has been knocked out. Retransmit this message to Coruscant.
And that's absolutely it. Now, this sound font is part of the sound font from OB2 from Kyber Phonics, but this is just the Geonosis part, which I thought made sense to keep it for this lightsaber. And this is a lightsaber that we wanted to review for a long time. This one was done by Saber Bay and Laredo, I want to say, sabers. But it's one that, you know, you and one replicas, and you can only get through one Replica's Etsy store the version that basically you have to assemble and install yourself. Or you can get it empty, but they don't sell the whole thing, you know, assemble and everything anymore. So we had to go with our friends at SaberSense, who did resell it, and they pretty much had their last one. and that's how we got it. The cool part is because we've got this through SaberSense, it's all been, you know, tweaked and fine-tuned by them, and it's really impressive as all their lightsabers usually are. Their works are really amazing, but you just know that it's going to be a very special and interesting one. As you can tell right now, it's a very loud saber. Not loud as in like, oh my god, you're going to blow the speaker, but it's very... very, very loud, very, very good. So absolutely love this. But let's take it outside so I can show you what this looks like in the dark and what the entire sample sounds like, and then we'll bring it back inside. We'll walk you through all of that, and we'll check out the rest of samples that it comes with, and we'll give you a rating.
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me.
Unaltered. There he is. Blazes is doing that. I don't think so.
Absolutely an amazing saber. I think it's bonkers crazy cool. It has a couple of things to note. One of it is that it only has one retention screw. You're going to be able to capture it there, but right there it's hidden. It's silver, so it's the same color of the hill, so it remains hidden, and it's really, really good. Like, you couldn't tell that, you know, that it's only one retention screw, and it's a very deep space that you have here to put on the, even though it's sorta a thin neck, if you look at it, right, like it's sort of a thin neck, but it really isn't. But it does give you a lot of space to put your blade in, so that's absolutely phenomenal. Also, one thing that you should know, when you're putting this back in, like I said, you can just screw and unscrew this with your fingers, so it's absolutely fine, but just make sure that you're screwing it properly so the chassis is not loose there. Other than that, absolutely cool. Now, like I said at the beginning, this still has the Kyberphonics OB2 sound font. It just is a part from Geonosis, and I thought that, you know, made sense to leave that part for this saber and to have Kamino and the standard bits on the Ultimate Works that we reviewed, because, you know, it just makes absolutely sense. If you missed that review, you can check it. It's probably going to be somewhere around here in the screen. If not, you'll see it on the description as well. Absolutely amazing. Do check out that saber because it's really cool. But let's go over with this one, and this one we start with this.
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me.
Yes, Master. I will report back when I have him. Find them now. You will be expelled from the Jedi Order.
Absolutely amazing.
I don't think so. I should very much like to meet this Jango Fett. I was beginning to wonder if you'd got my message.
Absolutely bonkers crazy. Those sound fonts are phenomenal from Kyberphonics, as always, to be fair.
Obi-Wan!
Now, this is the standard sound font that we already seen on the previous lightsaber.
Kyber Graphics.
And then these are the one that SaberSense installs.
Luke Skywalker, hot metal cooldown.
Cool.
Smooth Jedi. Dark Side.
Oh wow.
Your powers are weak, old man.
Very cool.
Rainblade Light.
Okay, this is the effect that we already saw on the Ultimate Works. So this is like, you know, the rain effect. Absolutely love this. We included that with Obi-Wan's episode 2 full lightsaber for a very good reason. is the part where he fights Jango Fett and on the ring on Camino. So it just made perfect sense that we'll have that.
Rain Blade Dark. Unstable.
Oh, this is gonna be a
Rey Skywalker.
very different spooling to our KR if you see.
You're too late. You lost. I found Skywalker.
Emperor's Hand.
My boy. At last. Snoke trained you well. Move against the Jedi first. My boy.
Absolutely. Really impressive at some point.
Qui-Gon.
I want to see your spaceship the moment the race is over.
Patience, my blue friend. You'll have your winnings before the sun sets, and you'll be far away from here.
Mace Windu. Pre-On.
I am going to end this once and
yeah.
for all.
Yeah, that's
We will not be hostages to be parted.
absolutely cool.
Mace Windu. Typhonian Crystal. Rogue Commander. Ancient Saber. Return of the Sith. Pre-On.
Nothing will stop the return of the Sith. At last.
Really good.
Return
Really
of the
loud.
Sith. Smooth Gray. Training Remote. Temple Guardian. Spare Style 1.
Then you have
Spare
a bunch of
style
spares that you can pretty much edit and do whatever you want with.
Spare Style 3.
That's something I love from SaberSense, that it gives you these
Rainbow
options.
Blade. Display Mode.
This is pretty cool. I wish all lightsabers had this, a display mode that you can just like put on and it stays there. Like, you know, you want to put like a lamp or you want to put some decoration on it. Maybe I should put something like this in the background. I don't know. What do you guys think? But it's really, really cool thing. Diagnostic, so you see all through your colors and stuff, and you know, pretty much see the condition of the blade. I think this is also something that
Battery level indicator.
all lightsabers should have because it's really, really good one.
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me.
And that's pretty much as far as sound fonts go. I think if we're gonna start with the ratings, I think that just, you know, needless to say, this is gonna be a 10 on sound, because you heard how loud, how good, how smooth, how everything works perfect. And of course I give that to SaberSense because they really are fantastic in what they do. I cannot fault it in any way, shape or form. And look, if you do the long play, you turn it on, mute and everything, absolutely phenomenal. Like, there's no way that you can fault it. In terms of the sign, I'm gonna give this a 10 for two reasons. Number one, absolutely no fingerprints. That's already a massive pro. But also it's incredibly accurate to the spare that they get on the arena. And as far as I'm aware, I think Saber Bay, you know, One Replicas / Laredo, I think this is the only version that exists of the Geonobi, how it's called. And absolutely flawless, guys. Like the blade plug, the fact that the retention screw is hidden, everything in terms of design is absolutely a 10. And in terms of ergonomics, it's also going to be a 10 because it is magnificent to swing, not heavy, not light, perfect. It balances perfect with a 1-inch blade. Absolutely stunning. Like it, I honestly can't find flaws to it. The only flaws I can find, the only but that I will give to this lightsaber is the fact that you really can't find it easily anymore, and that's a shame because I wish that there was more availability of this or more widely than it exists, and there isn't. That's kind of a shame. I mean, you can still get it on One Replica Etsy, but then you'll have to get someone to install it, which, you know, you can go to SaberSense if you wanted to, for example, but like, you know, it's just a shame that there's not a thing that you can just say, oh, I want to buy this, and you buy it and it arrives and boom, it's ready to go. So there is that. But overall, you see the total rating here, but you know, everything's a 10, so it's obviously a 10. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely recommend it. If you can find one of these out there, absolutely get yourself one. If you know how to install stuff, you can get the install kit and the chassis and everything and put everything together yourself. you definitely will want this one because it's absolutely phenomenal. So 100% recommended here in the Fellowship of the Nerds. And nerds, that's our review. I hope that you find that useful. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please leave a like. And remember to leave me a comment in the comment section. Which one would you get? Would you get the standard ones, if you will, of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the one from episode 1, episode 2, or would you consider this one as a... I think that because it's so unique, it's one that you definitely will not want to miss. And of course, we just seen very unique Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber. I think the most unique Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber out there. So if you haven't checked out that review, it should be somewhere around here on the screen, or you'll find it in the description as the Blue Adept. Definitely a lightsaber that I would recommend because it's the true, originally first lightsaber from Obi-Wan Kenobi, formed before the Phantom Menace. Is absolutely phenomenal. So I absolutely recommend that you go and check it out because it's really, really cool. And definitely recommend that you get one of these lightsabers, Geonobi, because they're absolutely amazing. Nerds, that's our review. I again hope that you enjoy this. Please take care of yourself, and until we meet again, remember, the Force will be with you always. Remember to live long and prosper. May the odds be ever in your favor, Melanin. And until we meet again, mischief manage. I'll see you around, nerds.